We are The Table, and we're so glad that you have taken time out of your week to join us. Welcome to our segment, In 5, where it is our hope that we will guide you forward in life and faith in the next 5 minutes. If you would like to take this conversation deeper and discover from a faith perspective, head on over to thetablejoliet.org.
Welcome to episode 11 of In 5, where we are leading you forward in life and faith in less than 5 minutes, hopefully. And right now, we are in a series called Can't We All Just Get Along? And if you were with us last week, again, this whole series is designed to help you become a better leader in the relationships that you have. And we said last week this, we said that to have wisdom in relationships, we have to be willing to work for it. That wisdom is not what you know, it's not how smart you are. It's about this, are you willing to work for it? Because it's a skill that is developed, not inherited. A skill is something that you work for over time. It's not something that you inherit naturally. And so today we're gonna be talking about this. What does it look like when we have to correct a relationship, or we have to correct someone when they are wrong, or maybe we have to correct someone when they're doing harm to their own life, and that's not easy, it's hard. And so one of the things that we have in our house, we have this rule with our kids, and it goes like this: you can say what you want to say, but you will not say it however you want to say it. Are you with me, right? You can say what you want to say, but you will not say it however you want to say it. I think oftentimes for our boys, like, hey, it's a family, right? We have struggles, we have fights, we argue on occasion. The boys are always romping around, and sometimes they get a little angry and upset with each other. And so we want to give our kids the freedom to express what is going on and where they feel like something is wrong, right? But oftentimes, the way they come at it is yelling at each other, name calling with each other, right? And that's not okay. And so we just say, you can say what you want to say, but you will not say it how you want to say it. And I think this is our struggle, that when it comes to correcting people, we often just say what we want to say, but it is not the right way to say it. And here's why. Correction for many of us comes from who we are while forgetting where we've been. I'm going to talk about process and progress for just a minute. When you wake up in the morning, you think about, what kind of pants am I going to wear today? What color? Do they still fit? Are they fashionable? Do they look good? Like, these are all questions we ask when we get up in the morning. Questions that we don't ask, at least you shouldn't at this age, is how do we put our pants on? And here's why. Because over time, you have developed this skill of putting on your pants that you don't even need to think about. It's just instinctive. Check this out. It's part of who you are, right? And I like to say this, it's like the progress that you make. Now, if I were to walk into my kids' room when they were first learning to walk and to talk, and I told my boys, hey, listen, it's time to put on your pants, kids. I know you don't know how, but because I know how, because I'm awesome and I've made so much progress in putting my pants on over the course of time, you should know how to do it too. You would say, man, Brad, that is ignorant parenting. You are unwise in teaching your kids how to dress themselves. No. What you would expect from me is to meet with them, to show them the process of, hey, let's do it one leg at a time. One leg at a time. Put on your pants one leg at a time. And this is how you pull them up. And this is how you put on your belt. And this is how you get ready for the day. Like, nobody would expect that I would just expect my kids to know how to put on their pants because I know how to put on my pants. So it's really about, a lot of times when it comes to our relationships, we correct out of who we are. Meaning, hey, we look at our progress, look at how amazing I am. And you should be there too. But we forget where we've been. And so let's flip this on its head for just a second. What if you started correcting people out of where you've been instead of who you are? Like, what if we corrected people out of the process that we went through in order to get us to the progress that we are today, or the progress that we have today, where we are today? It's process over progress. I want to talk about this from a working out standpoint, right? Sometimes I think it's easy when we work out over the course of a few years to look in the mirror and look at the progress, but we ignore the process of what it took to get us there. And so when we look at other people and we want them to get healthy and we want to encourage them in their health journey, a lot of times we just basically look at our progress, but we ignore the process of what got us to where we are today. And so we just say, you need to be healthy. But we don't say to them, hey, I just started with 5 minutes in the gym. And then I went to 10 minutes. And over 2 weeks, I was at 20 minutes. And over the course of 2 months, I made it to 30 minutes. Like, we don't walk them through the process. We just make them look at our progress. Let's talk about in work, right? Have you ever gone to work and you have an employee there who doesn't know how to do their job? Do you A, take it from a progress standpoint, meaning you roll your eyes, you go to all the other coworkers and tell them how bad that employee sucks? Or do you remember the process? Do you remember what it was like on your first day when you overpromised to your boss and under-delivered? And you felt insecure. You felt like, I have no clue how to do this job, even though I told them I did. But there was somebody hopefully, who walked you through it. And when you remember that, now you go back to the employee who's struggling in their work environment and say, I've been where you are. I've been where you are. Let me help you for just a second. You walk them through the process. Our relationships, this is so much fun. Who knew that when you got married or that you were dating, that your significant other would still like to pick their nose and eat it? So enjoyable, right? You thought, man, this is so repulsive. I had no clue that I was marrying somebody that loved to do this. And so it would be easy to look at them and say, man, that's disgusting. Like, this is repulsive. How did I marry you? Or the process says, I wonder what things about me annoy my partner, and how would they approach it? How would I want them to approach it with me? I know picking our nose is kind of funny, but let's talk about it from a financial spending standpoint, or a communication standpoint, or even maybe an addiction standpoint. Hey, you know, sometimes we get married and things happen, and who knew that your spouse would have an addiction, or their significant other would have an addiction? And how do you deal with it? It starts by going to the process of, I've been where you are. I've been through what you've been through. Lastly, let's talk about parenting for just a minute. I think we often parent out of progress instead of the process. Meaning we love to tell our kids, I think we expect our kids to look like clones, to look like little mini-me's and to be robots, because we don't think they have brains, emotions, and thoughts and feelings. They just need to do what we tell them to do. You need to do what I do. It's about progress, right? But what if we took it from a process standpoint and we said, no, I've been where you are. Like, let's not forget that we were teenagers once, we were kids once. And what if we were just to say to them, no, I've been where you are. And so I want to help you get through this, because I don't want you to make the same mistakes, the same decisions, the same regrets that I made. It's about walking them through the process instead of pointing to the progress of, look at me, I'm your mom, I'm your dad. You should just be like me. It's a terrible way to parent. In fact, it's an unwise way to parent. And so we'll end it with this. We'll just say this. The takeaway for today is when it comes to correcting in relationships at work, at home, with your kids, with your spouse, with your boyfriend or your girlfriend, or students or classmates, when it comes to correcting people or relationships, we always correct from where we've been and not because of who we are. We take them through the process, and we never point to our progress as the start. All right, we'll see you next week for episode of In 5.